And welcome to Today in the Napa Valley, the Napa Chamber Edition. I am your host, Chris Templeton with Influence Internet, and I am super pleased to be here and happy to meet Melanie McLaren from Studio Phyzz, the KVON Business of the Week. Welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you here. Melanie, Studio Phyzz, we better spell it for people right out the gate, don't you think?
I think so.
Studio?
Phyzz.
Studio Phyzz. Studio Phyzz, 1 year old.
Yep. We just celebrated our 1 year anniversary.
Dude, that is awesome. Congratulations.
It's really exciting as a new business. So yeah, we're really, really happy and pumped up about that.
So have you had any fun over the last year? What's going on with that?
We have had a lot of fun. It's been an amazing journey. It's something that sort of started as this idea. We originally actually thought of, it's kind of interesting, we thought of let's open a bar or a pub or a restaurant. And then we realized we know nothing about that. What do we know about? And I was like, I've done fitness for 25 years. Why don't we do something that we love and that we know about? So we started with an idea, did the business plan, started pulling things together, found an amazing space, and things kind of grew from there.
Where are you located?
We are at 1115 Jordan Lane in Napa, here in Napa, and we have a big orange roll-up garage door. So it's easy to spot us. We're in the back end of the buildings, kind of behind Walmart. Abbey Carpet is in one group of buildings, and the next group of buildings, we share space with Academy of Dance. So a lot of people
yes.
see that.
Yep.
And then look for our big orange door.
Very cool. So, fitness. Man, things have changed dramatically, haven't they?
They have changed so much so that I remember, I'm going to date myself and maybe tip off how old I am, but when I was doing aerobics right out of high school, I remember if you got a little too enthusiastic, the record skipped. So, yeah, it's definitely changed.
Wow, you've been around for a few years.
I've been around a few years.
Not as many as I have. Talk about what's changed, though, because I get the sense that we've kind of moved from, let's just get in there and get her done, to let's have some fun, and there's lots of ways to do it, aren't there? Absolutely,
and that's a big part of our philosophy. It should be fun, or you're not going to stick with it for the long term. And you've got to think about the intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. That's what I always tell clients. Like getting, ready for a reunion or, a wedding is a great motivator to kind of get in a size or an outfit, but that's only going to last so long. And you got to think about all the other reasons why you exercise for reducing, risk of disease, for just the fun of it, the joy of movement. It's a natural antidepressant. And so, yes, so fitness has changed, I think, to expand instead of just the heave-ho kind of boot camp attitude. And that was popular maybe I would say 8-10 years ago, to balance and find joy in movement and push yourself out of your comfort zone in a different way, not always just by the really tough workout, which we definitely do that, but we do a lot of barefoot stuff. We have great yoga classes. We do 33 classes a week, so we have an incredible variety. No. TRX is also one of our unique things that we do. That's suspension training. So people love doing that, just using their body weight.
So we're going too fast.
Okay.
We got to back up.
I get really excited.
All right, and it's totally clear, and that's exactly what we want. We want to know, if you came in and said hello. Explain to people what you mean about the intrinsic things.
Sure. So
because I don't think a lot of people think about this. It does tend to be very extrinsic. How am I going to look? I got to get through this.
You got to find your other motivators, other motivation. And so for me personally, it became one of my things is my parents aren't with me anymore, and people who passed away way too young because they didn't take care of themselves. So for me, a lot of it's about being around for my son for a long time, reducing my risk of health factors that could be a risk for disease, and just like I said, it's my natural. It's the one thing that if I didn't work out in a couple days, my husband would say, "Oh my gosh, go work out."
Yeah.
I was such a different person. And so it's being able to run around with your kids. It's finding, again, movement that you love. Because if you're that person that hates exercise, even though I love it, I get that. And my job is to help you find something that you love.
Being one of those record player people from the past, One of the things that really strikes me, it has more recently being in my early 50s, is, you think that you tighten up and that you have less range of movement as you get older, but there's only one reason for it. Would you like to share what that reason is?
Sure. The less you move, the tighter you become.
It's that simple, isn't it?
It really is.
It just kills me. It's like, wait a minute. I could change this. I could get stronger. And I think about it, kills me being in an office. You think about, and it probably literally is for a lot of people, killing them, when you think about just how much less you move from when you were a kid, even into your 20s. And all you got to do is get active and do it in a way that you want it, that there's fun about it, right?
Yes. And it's one of those things about getting out of your comfort zone, and not in a bad way again. So like we have a nice video on our website that one of our yoga instructors makes such a great point. Her name's Lavelle. I have two great yoga instructors, Lavelle and Courtney. And Lavelle talks about all the reasons that you think you shouldn't do yoga are the reasons that you should. The people who go, I can't relax. That's why you should do yoga. I'm too tight. That's why you should do yoga. And it's a lot. It's kind of that way across the board. It's like, oh, I don't like to do this. That's exactly probably why you do need to do it. It's all the reasons that are going to open you up and get you out of we put ourselves in boxes, and it's like, I am this person. And when you start to kind of get out of that box, it is a mind-blowing experience.
It really is. It kind of changes your whole perspective, doesn't it?
It does. I am not a runner. I love fitness, but running is not my thing, except I did Beta Breakers a couple years ago, and all my friends were going to walk it. And I thought, oh my God, I'm a fitness person. I've got to try to run it. And I did it, and it blew my mind. And then I did a half marathon after that, and that blew my mind. And it was more the lesson of, I told myself in my head, I'm not a runner. I can't do this. And when I did it, it was like, what else do we tell ourselves that we can't do?
The default stories. So I talk about this all the time. I'm going to write a book about this called the stories we tell, and it's all about that, isn't it? It's all about, we get into these stories about defining what it means to be where we are in this day and age, and a lot of the time it's not very fun. And it can be,
yes.
Can it?
No,
you
it
can run a Beta Breakers and have a good time.
And then when you do it again, when you do something that you thought that you could do, your confidence shoots up about 1,000%. And that's one of the things that prompted me to open the studio. It was I always wanted to do it. And then when it was like, I didn't think I could do this, and I did that. Well, let's just keep going. I'm not going to put limits on myself anymore.
So it's been a year.
It's been a year.
What do you look back on and go, what are the things that you're so pleased? You should see that. I wish I could put your smile on the radio. What are the things that get you smiling like that?
Oh my gosh, it's just been such a joy. We have the most amazing clients. And that's one thing. We're very personal in our approach with our clients. So I know them all. I know their name. I get to know their bodies. I get to know how to teach them and show them options and choices and modifications, which we're really big on. I never want to see someone standing in the back feeling like, I can't do this because it's too hard, or they're not challenging me enough.
So explain to people what modifications are. I know what this is, and one of the things, I guess the other thing, and I'm going to lengthen the question, tell people about modifications and talk about safety.
Sure. So it is my job, again, to teach the class and keep everyone safe. So one of the first things I ask is, does anybody have anything that's hurting them, bothering them, maybe always or even just today, so that I can teach a class that's challenging but safe for you. And I always kind of see the hands go up, and people kind of don't want to say that at first, but as soon as I say I'm going to make it challenging but safe, then I see that look in their eyes like, oh, okay. And then once I get that information, I am able to teach with those modifications, which to me are options. It's a way that if I know you've got a wrist issue, I'm going to show you another move. If I'm trying to get you to do a plank, I might take you from a push-up with your hands down on a mat to down on your elbows, or to over on the wall and get you at an angle where you're not holding as much of your body weight. But I'm going to be able to get you to do the move, to do the exercise, so that you feel successful. That's really important to me.
I think that there's, talk about a default story, I think there's a lot of people who think of going to classes and expecting it to be, you better do this, and that's a big change, isn't it?
It is. It is. And like an example is the other day in a class I had a client who I absolutely love, and I believe she's in her 70s, although I'm not sure because she looks great, but I believe she told me that she's 71. And then I had someone in their 40s, someone in their 30s. You know, I had it across the board, and I have to be able to teach it so that each one of those people walks out and feels like, wow, that was a great experience. And that's challenging, but any good instructor should be able to do that, and my team can do that as well.
Let's do this. Tell us a little bit about your team, and then we're going to take a break and come back and talk about some more of the details of your business.
Sure. We have full bios on the website, but I have an amazing team, and I'm always looking for, I'll put a little plug out there, I'm always looking to build our team and people who can embrace our philosophy of, again, pulling every single person in that room in and teaching them and giving them a great workout and keeping them safe and make sure they have fun. But my team is awesome. I have Nancy Barbash Lerner. She is one of my trainers. She does TRX for us. She does our hardcore class. She's a personal trainer. She's very experienced. She's the big, if you look on our website, there's this amazing picture of these rock hard biceps. That's Nancy. I have Lisa Tyler, who teaches our ripped and TRX and a few other classes for us. I have Courtney Russell, and who does our Vinyasa yoga, and then Lavelle Lord, who does our Iyengar yoga program. And Lavelle has like a cult-like following, so people have followed her from studio to studio, and I'm really just lucky to have her. And then I have Jasmine Gonzalez, who's new for us, and she is a little rock star. She does Zumba and bar and is going to probably start doing a few more things for us. I have some awesome people who come in and kind of help out and sub from time to time. And then myself, I teach a lot of the classes. I teach piloxing, I teach TRX, I teach pretty much everything but the yoga and the Zumba, I think, and the ripped.
Man, it is amazing, all the options.
We have an amazing variety, I think, that competes and compares with anybody else out there.
We're with Melanie McLaren from Studio Phyzz and Studio Phyzz, PHYZZ.com. You can be reached at 224-8033, and you're over at 1115 Jordan Lane, which is where Academy of Dance and Walmart are. We're going to take a break, and we will be back after these messages. Stay with us. This is Today in the Napa Valley, the Napa Chamber Edition. And we are back with Today in the Napa Valley, the Napa Chamber Edition. I'm your host, Chris Templeton, and I'm here with Melanie McLaren, Business of the Week for KVON. If you want to find out more about being the Business of the Week, you can go to kvon.com, click sponsors, and then look for Business of the Week, and you can see all the businesses that have been sponsored by KVON for the Business of the Week. Melanie, talk a little bit about what is the arrangement when somebody wants to go to, with all your different classes? Do I pay for each class? How does it work?
Sure. Well, one thing that's good to know is your first visit with us is always on the house. That's on me. So you do not have to pay for your first class. You want to come check us out. You can do we call it a VIP pass. Sometimes we hand those out, but you can just come in and do your first class. Whether it's even a TRX workout, which we typically charge a little more for those because we keep those very small. We want to make sure that we give everybody personal attention on that one. So that's 6 people or less.
Tell everybody what TRX means.
TRX is suspension training. It sort of looks like a big adult swing set in the studio. It's 15-foot frame, and we have, I think, 8 straps. It was invented by a Navy SEAL, So It's a pretty cool thing. It's just straps.
Do you feel like you're in Cirque du Soleil?
Kind of. Yeah, you can. But it's you using your body weight. And again, that's really cool because I can have someone really set their body at a really deep angle and be really, pushing at what's right for them. And then someone maybe who's new at a different angle, but they're both doing the same exercise. So then from there you come in, and my job is to make you love it and go, I've got to have more fizz. So we have always thought it.
You're fizzy.
I am. We wanted to make it really accessible and not make it where you have to lock into any one thing. So people can continue to come in and do drop-ins. A drop-in for our group classes are $16. Our drop-in for TRX is $25. But then again, my job is to get you to go, oh my gosh, I got to do more than that. So then you could do a class card instead. Class cards come in 5 or 10, it's kind of like a punch card, but it's really setting an account up for you online, and then you can register for your classes in advance or still just pop in when you want. But that gives you a better rate. And then an even better rate is monthly options. We have one that's $99 and it's unlimited 45 and 60-minute classes. Our Ingar yoga program, that is almost, over a 90-minute class. So that one you get one of those a month, you get 2 TRX, and then you get lots of little discounts and our monthly members get lots of little specials. And then we have another monthly membership that even includes personal training, and that one's $149 a month.
Oh, big. Wow. Okay, we are getting close, so we got to get a couple of things. Phyzz 21, what is that?
Phyzz 21 is a new program that we just launched. Give us 21 days, and our goal is to really bring about change in your life. Whether you want to just boost or accelerate your current program that you're doing, we're going to add to that. Whether you haven't worked out in forever and you're ready to kind of jumpstart a new healthy lifestyle, or you want to just come see the classes at Phyzz and kind of get an overview. It's 21 days. You get 11 workouts. You get 10 group classes and 1 TRX workout. And then we're going to create a planner with you that actually designs when you should come, workouts on your own, rest days. And it's only $69. So it's a great overview of who we are.
We have gone way too fast. Let's talk about, you've got the Community Health Day coming up. We
do. So Community Health Day, October 19th. Everything is free. We'll have that up on our website. We'll also look for posters around town. We have an amazing schedule that day. We have green power smoothie samples by Bridget's Natural Alive, chair massages, fitness assessments, body composition testing. It's also like our anniversary party. So there's food, drink, and just a lot of fun. And that's from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday, October 19th.
Melanie McLaren, the owner of Studio Phyzz. Man, fizzy. It is awesome. I mean, I guarantee you walk into that place, you're going to feel good, aren't you?
I believe so.
Awesome. Melanie McLaren, KVON Business of the Week from Studio Phyzz, phyzz.com. You can be reached at 224-8033, and you're over at 1115 Jordan Lane behind Walmart next to Academy of Dance.
Yep, big orange roll-up garage door, and we have a great Facebook page. So go on and like the page because a lot of times we post little specials and deals for our insiders.
Perfect. Melanie McLaren, thank you for being here. This is Today in the Napa Valley, the Napa Chamber Edition. We'll be back after this. Stay with us. And welcome back to Today in the Napa Valley, the Napa Chamber Edition. I am really pleased to introduce an old standby, somebody who's just so busy in this community, even before she retired from the Napa Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, Sherrell Harper.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
I am so happy you're here, too. And we also have from Kiwanis Club, Mark Richmond. Welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here.
You know, I think a lot about this. Actually, you'll be surprised to know I am constantly amazed by what the Kiwanis Club does in this community. I mean, you've got Kiwanis Field, where my daughter played last year and had a fabulous time. Talk about how many parks have you guys installed in Napa?
We're 58 and counting. In fact, we've built so many playgrounds in the elementary schools in Napa that we're now building parks for the city Parks and Rec Department.
So talk a little bit about Kiwanis, and I mean, I'm just so impressed with all the things that you've done. Talk a little bit about kind of the philosophy of being in Kiwanis.
Well, Kiwanis is a worldwide organization. There's actually 500,000 Kiwanians around the world, and the focus of Kiwanis really is probably best illustrated by our motto, which is serving the children of the world. Locally, the Kiwanis clubs have focused on playgrounds. We have a children's reading program. Something very new to us is our TAP program, where we actually enlist high school seniors to help senior citizens learn how to use their cell phones and electronics. And our scholarship program, too, is well known. We do anywhere from 20 to 24 college scholarships on an annual basis.
No kidding.
And we do all of that through the support of the community. And this is a 100% volunteer organization, absolutely no staff, 501c3. And we work together. The programs that we do, we fund all through fundraisers or through the personal gifts of the members that show up for our meetings.
Talk a little bit. Did you say that what your mission is serving the children of the world?
Serving the children of the world, starting here in our local community and then branching out.
That's your overriding principle.
That's our overriding principle.
Yes.
It makes me speechless. What could be more important than that?
Absolutely nothing.
So one of the things we wanted to talk about here is ways that the community can help us help the community, and we have a major fundraiser coming up. We'd certainly love to be able to talk about a little bit.
Is it a fest with lobster?
Yes, one of the big throwdowns. It's going to be a lot of fun. So Mark, can you want to tell a little bit about what that's about?
Absolutely. This is our one of our biggest fundraisers of the year. It's going to be at Chardonnay Hall on October the 19th. We're calling it a lobster fest because it's more than just a lobster feed. We are going to have lobster, but we'll have a silent auction, we'll have a live auction, and we're really excited by the entertainment. We have a band called Livewire out of San Francisco. They're a house band for AT&T Park, and they play music from the 70s, 80s, all the way through today, and just absolutely fantastic band. So it's a lobster feed plus a concert.
And there will be dancing?
There will be dancing, yes. If there's Kiwanis there will be dancing.
I have to say, the other thing I know is a lot of Kiwanians, and you guys are fun. I mean, a big part of this is just about enjoying yourself, isn't it?
It really is. We have luncheon every Thursday at the Elks Club, and we usually have about 10 tables of people that show up for that luncheon. So you move around to different tables so you can be a comrade with different people, and we have a speaker that comes in, so we usually have some kind of entertainment or interesting information about the community that we learn. But it is a lot of fun. It's a chance to really become involved in the community and meet a lot of the people in the community that are active and make us healthy and work hard to put the programs on.
How many people show up for lunch usually?
10 tables of 8.
Okay, so around 80
around
to 100.
80.
One of the things that impressed me when I joined the club is the Kiwanis Club of Napa is the second largest Kiwanis club in the western United States. We have 135 members. The largest club is in Glendale, California. They draw from a population base of 10 million people. We draw from 150,000 in the Napa Valley.
I say at least once or twice a month on this show, I'm always shocked by the level of everybody helping each other in this community. And this is where you see it probably more than any place else. I mean, I know that Rotary is better than Kiwanis.
Oh, wait, no.
I love the friendly rivalry between the two groups.
Both groups do a great job. Our focus is children, and I mean that certainly fit my criteria when I joined the club. Yeah. And I think the greatest benefit of any service club is the fact that it helps us channel our energies. We wouldn't think about building a playground. We wouldn't think about helping seniors use their cell phones so they can call their kids and grandkids. But with a group that has a group focus, there's always a place to help the community.
And there's so many ways to do it, aren't there? I mean, whether it's building a playground or helping high school kids, connect with that's the TAP program, helping seniors.
Exactly.
Now, at 135 members, you're probably not accepting new applications, are you?
Of course we are.
Oh, we love new applications. In fact, our TAP program is one of our newest programs brought to us by one of our newest members. So we constantly have new ideas, and sometimes, and probably the best way to get new ideas is to have new people on board.
When you look at and this is to both of you, when you look at your time, how long have you guys been in Kiwanis?
I'm 8 years.
I think I'm about 8 or 9 years, yeah.
When you look back at that, what do you find to be the most gratifying part of Kiwanis for each of you?
The friends I've made, being part of the community, feeling like I belong.
Probably it's one of the hardest areas for me to talk about, but I think it's the most rewarding, and that's our special kids program. We take children bowling, fishing, to the beach who have physical disabilities, have educational disabilities, and we match them with children from the court school program. So here you have kids that would be labeled problem children,
Right.
helping and really being a mentor for kids who in the grand scheme of things have much more difficult issues to deal with.
And it is, I will bet you, because I've done it in the past, something similar, one of the most rewarding experiences for everybody, whether you're the kid in the court program, you're the kid that's got the disability.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic to see, and everybody leaves the day saying, I can't believe how much better I feel by being a part of a young child's life and providing that kind of experience.
And then to see the smiles on their faces when you're coming away from spending the day bowling or out catching fish, and their eyes are all big and they're laughing and smiling, and it's so wonderful to see that attitude on them.
So I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to wrap up this segment with this question. Talk about service and why it's so important in terms of what you do.
A great example, and I know we're not the only service organization that does this, but the table, in downtown Napa, 5 days a week, you can have a hot meal. Nobody asks you any questions. The community is there to serve you, and our meals we do for about $2 a piece. So there's no governmental agency that can do that.
Right.
It wouldn't happen if not for volunteers and volunteer organizations. So I think if you stripped away the things that all of the volunteer organizations do in our community, we'd really be lacking. We can't ask for, nor does government have the ability to take care of every single need of a community, and so those gaps are filled by nonprofit organizations.
And Kiwanis is just right at the top of the list. I have so much respect for what you do, and my kids and I have all benefited from it, as have most kids in this and parents in this town. There you go. Thank you for being here. I tell you what, we're going to take a break. I'm with Mark Richmond from Kiwanis Club of Napa, and Sherrell Harper, past membership director at the Napa Chamber, artist, Kiwanian, and the list goes on. We're going to talk about Open Studeios next. What do you say, Sherrell?
I think that's great.
Awesome. This is Today in the Napa Valley, the Napa Chamber Edition. I'm your host, Chris Templeton. We will be back after these messages. Stay with us. And we are back with Today in the Napa Valley, the Napa Chamber Edition. I'm your host, Chris Templeton, and I am here with Mark Richmond from the Kiwanis Club of Napa, and Sherrell Harper, also with Kiwanis Club of Napa and Open Studeios, and the list goes on. One of the things that we forgot to talk about, we talked about it just a little bit, is the Lobster Fest. Talk about when.
It is Saturday, October 19th, 5:30 at the Napa Valley Expo. And tickets are available on our website, which is kiwanisclubofnapa.org, kiwanisclubofnapa.org.
Okay, and let's talk a little bit about, you're going to have live wire there, so there will be dancing, and
silent and live auctions.
Okay, and where's this money go to? What's it go to?
Essentially, the money that we raise during this evening is going to go into our scholarship program. We write anywhere from 20 to 25 college scholarships on an annual basis.
It just doesn't stop. The list is huge, isn't it?
It is.
And so if you're a member of Kiwanis, you get to go do what you want to do and serve where it's a fit for you.
Yes.
Very cool. Sherrell.
Yes.
There's that beautiful, beautiful catalog in front of you. Open Studeios. I was driving around Napa last weekend, and there's signs everywhere and people going in and out. Talk about Open Studio.
Well, this is a wonderful program that's been going on. This is the 26th year, so it's been going on for a long time. It's juried quality artists within the community that take the time to open their personal space, their personal studios, their homes, and allow people to come and meet them, see the kind of work that they do, get demonstrations, and kind of have a one-on-one with the artist that you might go by a gallery and see some piece that they have, but you don't know the person behind it.
Right.
So we have 84 artists that are participating this year.
Wow.
They're in 52 different locations throughout the Napa Valley, Calistoga through American Canyon, and I am one of them that's participating.
Yes, you are.
I've been doing this for about 8 years now, and it's just amazing the quality of art that you have. It's such a variety of things that you can see. Metal art, sculpture, paintings, jewelry, just everything that you can possibly imagine.
Explain what juried means.
Juried. What we do, we wanted to make sure that we kept the quality of art high for Napa. And so we hire professional artists out of the valley, and each person that wants to participate has to go through what they call a jurying process. So they submit to this panel a minimum of 3 examples of their work, and these are jurors are reviewers who do not know the artist. They have no personal involvement, and they're outside of the valley, so we want to make sure that it's completely even. They look at the quality and they determine whether they meet the characteristics of quality to be a professional artist. Once you're juried in, you're in forever. You can continue to participate every year.
Oh, interesting. I tell you, the thing that blows me away about this is not only how many signs I saw this weekend, but this catalog in terms of it's huge. I mean, and you look at it and you go, oh my God, this is the real thing. Well, what is it about? We have this tendency to tell a story that if it's local, it's not going to be as good unless it's wine. But man, oh man, the art that's in here and the diversity of it is amazing.
It is amazing. You look at the pictures of the work that they have and the variety of styles. It's just intriguing to look. We have a lot of people who just take these books as souvenirs because they like the work that's in there. But at the back of the book, in the back cover, is a map layout that shows the locations of everyone. And then all of the artists are listed alphabetically. So if there's a particular artist that you're looking for, you can find them. And then all of the studio numbers are listed. So you can take this and you can pick the ones that you like, and you can do a little tour and go see 5-10 artists, whatever you want to do. So we will be open for this coming weekend from 10 to 5, Saturday and Sunday. All of the studios will be open.
And you can go to www.napavalleyOpenStudios.org to find out more.
That you can download a catalog from there. You can download the map from there. You can also go to the different hospitality centers, the Chamber of Commerce, and the Visitor Center to pick up catalogs.
I cannot believe we're out of time.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you both for being here. Open Studios, go check it out. NapaValleyOpenStudios.org. Sherrell, thank you. Kiwanis Club. Want to find out how to feel good? Go to a Kiwanis meeting. Mark Richmond, thank you so much for being here and for all both of you do with Kiwanis Club.
You're so welcome. Bye-bye.
This is Today in the Napa Valley, the Napa Chamber Edition. We'll be back after this. Stay with us. And welcome back to Today in the Napa Valley, the Napa Chamber Edition. I'm your host, Chris Templeton, and I am now here with, from the Napa Chamber, Programs and Events Manager, Jessica Provenza. Welcome.
Good morning.
Is this week 3?
Actually, it's month 1. I think
Month
this
1.
is the 4th.
Right on the mic. There you go.
Month 1.
Month 1. Congratulations.
Thank you. I made it.
What do you think? It's
fun.
Not a bad town, huh?
Yeah, it's a great town. I've
Way
been
better
busy,
than Portland.
Though.
Oh, whoa.
Way better. I don't get wet walking from place to place.
Yeah, right. Hey, let's talk about Innovation Napa Valley on 10/22.
Yes, we are very excited. We just confirmed all the speakers, so you will start seeing it in the press everywhere. Business Journal. It ran in the Register 2 days ago.
Okay.
It is our huge summit on education, the economy, and advancement in the Napa Valley. And this year we're adding an Emerging Entrepreneurs panel, which have a bunch of really great business leaders in this area, know everything about PR, marketing, branding, and they're going to teach you how to bring your brand to life.
Well, let's introduce one of those people right this very moment. Adam Reiter?
Reiter,
sorry.
That's all right. See, everyone does that.
Adam Reiter from nakedwines.com.
Yep.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, you have a really fascinating story, especially in this day and age, because you're a winery that is crowdfunded.
Correct.
Man, crowdfunding is cool, isn't it?
Yeah, we call ourselves the Kickstarter for wine.
Awesome.
So we have 150,000 customers we call angels. Every month they put $40 into their account to buy wine, and we basically pool all that money together. It gives us $5 million a month, and we fund over 130 winemakers across 13 countries.
Wait a minute. It gives you how much a month?
$5 million a month to fund all these winemakers. So we're literally buying their grapes, their barrels, everything. In exchange, these customers are getting wholesale prices. So we're cutting out the middleman, basically connecting winemakers with wine drinkers directly. Yeah, it's a little bit different.
Okay, hold on. I'm overwhelmed. Okay, tell me about how somebody that's going to crowdfund.
Mm-hmm.
What's your pitch? More overview of what's happening. You gave it to me pretty good, but do it one more time.
For us specifically? Yeah. So we basically have 150,000 customers, and all of them together put $40 into their account every month to buy wine with us. That money gets all, aggregated into $5 million every month from those $40 from 150,000 people, and that funds 130 winemakers across 13 countries. So we've been in business for 5 years. We launched in December 2008 in the UK. The business in the UK has been extremely successful. We've grown it to $60 million in revenue. And we just launched in Napa in June of last year and in Australia in July. So we're now global. And we're taking this whole platform across the world.
I think we should have him on the panel at Innovation Napa
so.
Valley.
Yeah, it'd be really nice.
Well, it wasn't my idea, but my boss Rowan Gormley is our CEO and founder, and Rowan worked with Richard Branson at the Virgin Companies for about 15 years, starting a couple Virgin Money, Virgin Wines, and basically came out of the king of entrepreneurism, which is Richard Branson.
Sure.
And that's kind of the basis of our background. Our company, we test everything. Every idea is welcomed. If it doesn't work, we try something else.
Talk a little bit about, I think the thing that fascinates me, because I kind of follow technology a little bit, and the amount of money that's out there for where there's a fit. Right? So you got 150,000 people that are pretty passionate about wine,
yep.
But there's all kinds of places that crowdfunding is just kicking it in a major way.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, if you look at Kickstarter, I think the data last year on Kickstarter, they raised close to $90 million from just throughout every project on there.
And I imagine that most of the contributions are what? Sub $100?
Absolutely. In fact, majority of them are. And like with us, it's $40. So the interesting thing with us is that the $40 isn't. It's not a fee. It's basically, and we call it an online wine piggy bank. You're saving $40 every month. But what you're also doing is you're helping people create wines that wouldn't have the opportunity to do so. For instance, one of the wines we're actually releasing in 3 weeks is a woman named Carmen Stevens, and she's the first black woman from South Africa, female winemaker to graduate from the most prestigious school there. And she went to the bank to try to get funding, and South Africa, even post-apartheid, very difficult. Couldn't get money from the bank, so we asked our customers, and we said we need $100,000 for this woman to get her started. And within 8 hours, we raised the money. And she's been
8 hours.
Yeah, through our website. So she's been making wine now.
Viral.
Yeah, but it's just amazing. Crowdfunding can actually transcend cultural issues, and that's what I think is amazing about it. We're changing, an economic issue by using people that don't even live in the country.
You think about, and I'm in the internet, I love online stuff. You think about the power that we're starting to see. I don't think anybody even 5 years ago could have imagined that you would be able to move that kind of power. And this is all long tail, isn't it?
Yes.
It's all people. Tell people what long tail is.
Basically we look at things over the course of the lifetime rather than just looking at things transactionally. And I think that's the difference between, we're a subscription business, but I think there's been a kind of shift in the economic, however you want to look at it. But I think consumers see where value is, and I think they see kind of what's behind the brands and what they're paying for. And I think there's a shift in the end of this era of where you're having to pay to be sold to. When you buy, something and it costs $50, probably about 80% of that's going to overhead, marketing, all the things that really are not in the product. And so we focus the reason we're called Naked Wines is because we strip out all the costs you can't taste.
You mean nakedwines.com?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Nakedwines.com.
I got your back, baby.
Yeah. Thank you.
And the other thing that's fascinating to me about crowdfunding is, guess what the underlying motivation is for people? It's passion, isn't it?
That's exactly right.
You get to participate in what you want to. Crowdfunding is going to change the world. I bet you we haven't seen anything compared to where this is going to go.
Yep, I completely agree with that.
We are here with Adam Reiter from NakedWines.com, a crowdfunded business, and who will be on a panel at Innovation Napa Valley on October 22nd, right, Jessica Provenza?
Right.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a 1-minute break and come back and wrap up. This is cool. Great day. Today in the Napa Valley, the Napa Chamber Edition. Stay with us. And we're back with Today in the Napa Valley, the Napa Chamber Edition. We are here with Jessica Provenza, Program and Events Manager at the Napa Chamber. When you look at this last month, we had any successes?
None.
Oh,
no, we had
darn it.
tons.
Okay.
Since we have this new energetic team that's on board that I love, hi guys back at home, we actually have had all sold out events. From labor law workshops, First Fridays, our mixer. I think we had over 200 people at that mixer. Yep. It's just been booming. So we are pretty excited about those successes. We're adding more programs. We're all super enthusiastic about our role in the chamber. So,
congratulations.
Thank you.
I want to go back with our remaining time. I am fascinated by this. NakedWines.com. We have Adam Reiter here, who's the marketing manager. One of the things that we talked about off the air is that this is not just a bunch of wineries that are funded every month, is it?
No, it's not. These are long-term winemakers, and these are what we focus on. Versus I think what everyone else does is instead of building brands, we build talent, and we focus on the people that really matter, and we invest our money in the talent and in the juice, and forget about all the stuff outside you can't taste.
So what's the value of that? Talk a little bit about why that's important, and what you think it's going to do for people in terms of being the customer on this.
I think the value is that's what really matters. That's where your dollars should go. I mean, when you're buying wine, it's fermented grape juice, and I think I think a lot of times people forget that, and we focus on the labels and the packaging, and where how many points it's gotten from some critic, and instead we focus on the guys that make the wine, hire really talented people, set them up in business, have them just focus on making wines and not focus on any of the other stuff that's boring, like compliance, sales. Most winemakers spend half their time selling or trying to sell their wines.
You're gonna hate me for saying this, but it's almost like the managed health care of the wine business.
Yeah, the Obamacare of the wine business.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that. I wasn't gonna go that far with it, but since you bring it up, I mean the whole thing is, as a Kaiser member, I don't do anything. The doctors don't do anything but what doctors do. And
Spot on.
And
That's spot on. Exactly right.
thank you.
That is. No, it's exactly right. And
Just called it out.
you know what we always say, good salespeople are bad winemakers and good winemakers are bad salespeople.
Absolutely.
And the two of them should never have to do, the other.
But
And
put them together.
yeah, put them together. And we handle all the boring bits. We handle compliance, sales, marketing, labels, everything. They just literally, we buy their fruit and tell them to make whatever they want to make. So we're putting that creativity back
Okay,
into it.
but I guarantee you there's more support than just that, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we have a facility for them to make wine. We have, some guys. We have guys from all over the map. So we have guys that just graduated from UC Davis, and this is their second year. And then we have guys like Ken Dice, who've been making wine in the Valley for 39 years. And so all of them are collaborating together, working at our facility in Sonoma. We took over the Blackstone Winery.
Oh, cool.
Over in Kenwood.
Yep.
And so we call that our wine studio, and we have all 36 of our domestic winemakers making wine there together. And so they all collaborate. And, it's instead of having one winemaker, we have basically 36, and they're all tasting each other's wines. And, you should do this, I would do this, and it's just amazing.
And that just brings up the whole other issue of there's two types of competition, aren't there? One's kind of the cutthroat, and the other one is
The
collaborative competition. And
Absolutely.
what a difference that must make.
And isn't that how this valley was built? This valley was built in collaborative competition, between the Judgment of Paris, everyone together, they kind of rallied together, and that's what we want to do. We want to be collaborative. We don't want to be controversial.
I'm telling you, folks,
crowdfunding,
the internet is going to change the world in ways we haven't even begun to consider.
Yes.
But this is a great start to it, isn't it?
Yep, and we just opened up our tasting room in downtown Napa. So we went from clicks to bricks. So we were, which is kind of the reverse of most businesses. Most businesses are going online, and we're going from online to offline. But we're just, this is new for us, having a tangible storefront where we can actually interact with people and, show them the winemakers. They can taste things. And it's been really amazing just to see the reaction from people.
Oh, very cool. We have got to wrap it up. We have Innovation Napa Valley coming up on October 22nd. Go to napachamber.com to register.
Or innovationnapavalley.com.
I'm sorry, innovationnapavalley.com, and find out who all the speakers are. Jessica Provenza, Programs and Events Manager.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Got the title.
We're figuring it
In
out.
our first month.
I need to have
I don't
those
even know
all
what
written
I
down.
do.
I'm still getting used to that. Adam Reiter from nakedwines.com. Thank you for being here. What a great show. What a great community. Love it all. This is Chris Templeton for Today in the Napa Valley. See you next week.